Hi everybody. I have just created an additional learning tool to go in the yin lung and wood branch, as we touched on aspects of diagnosis and treatment, in particular in relation to directional, the ideology that disease is a direction and treatment is also a direction. So we're going to look at aspects of direction in relation to the branches. And here's some information on this slide, which is on the left side is the 12 earthy branches graphic that I've created. Of course, a lot of information comes from Johan Devine. And on the right-hand side is the picture from Jean-Pierre Goff's Training the Circle of Life. And we're just going to borrow a little bit from Jean-Pierre's training in the next few slides. So when we're looking at direction, we're looking at this aspect in flavour. So the flavours that we're used to in the 5 elements: salty with water, sour with wood, bitter with fire, acrid with metal, and sweet with the earth. And this is called the resonant generative cycle. However, there's also a therapeutic supplementing cycle where bitter supplements water, salty supplements fire, acrid supplements wood, sour supplements metal, and sweet supplements earth. So why does acrid supplement wood? Because the direction from winter to summer, or from midnight to midday, is up and out and expanding growth. And that's what the acrid flavour does, is it moves up and outwards. So here wood is supplemented by the acrid flavour, such as goijer, cinnamon twig. And then we've got the sour in the west. So sour is, when it tastes sour, it puckers up and you contract a little bit. Well, that contracting, puckering sensation is a descending action, which is synonymous with the western aspect of this world and the descending action of the sun. So sour is going to bring down and support that western direction. So thus it supplements metal. On the draining aspect, acrid is replaced in the west, whereas acrid's ascending action pushes back against metal and retards its flow, so it drains it. Salty and bitter are swapped back to their resonant cycles, and the sweet flavour comes into calm and relax the eastern side of the circle. I think it says in the Neijing somewhere to when the liver's in trouble, quickly take sweet foods to calm it. Of course, you can also use the sour flavour to retard that action as well. So here's a slide with quite a bit of information on it, but it's not a learn in one go slide. It's put it on your wall or put it in your file, your slide folder for later reference. But this is the 25 herb archetypes from the Tang I Ching. Again, this information synthesized from Jean-Pierre Goff's wonderful training called the Circle of Life, which is around pregnancy. Well, it is around pregnancy. And in this cycle, we've got, for each of the 5 elements, we've got 5 elements within the 5 elements, and each of those has a herb. So if we just look at the wood one here as an example, we've got futsa here as the water herb in wood, acrid, goijer, cinnamon twig as the wood of wood, again acrid. Jiao could be Jiao, the Sichuan pepper, is the fire of wood. Acrid jiang, you can have Xingjiang or Ganjiang, the earth of wood, and Shishin is the metal of wood. So we can see that out of all these 5 herbs that have an acrid flavour, they are situated in particular elements that assist the direction when treatment. And on the left side is just a list of those herbs, plus also a little bit of information about like Xuanfuhua, for example, parallels the acridity of futsa and has a downward directionality. So Jean-Pierre suggested that Xuanfuhua during pregnancy was a useful substitute if you had to root the formula in the Xiaoyin, you wanted to bring the energy to the xiaoyin to supplement in a time during pregnancy when food tso is not recommended. If we also look at that in regard to acupuncture points, here we have our standard 5-element acupuncture points. If we just start here, say with the lung in wood, so we know lung 11 is wood, so it's attributed to wood. Lung 10 fire, lung 9 earth, lung 8 metal, and lung 5 water. So the same for all of these. This is just our standard cycle. And of course, we can use these to work a particular motivational direction within that element. There is, however, another option that we can take when we're using the branches. Because the branches have additional, the meridians in the branches are associated to elements that might not be there on. In fact, the heart meridian is the only meridian within its own element throughout all of the 12 phases. And we can see on the left here, both of these charts are courtesy of Johan Devine. Thank you, Johan. So here we can see the water. So water obviously contains kidney and urinary bladder, plus gallbladder and triple heater. Now, why is gallbladder triple heater in water? Because they run from 9 p.m. through to 1 a.m. They are in the water season. Same with wood. Wood is gallbladder liver, but in addition, it's also lung and colon, or lung large intestine, because they run from 3 to 7 p.m. a.m. in the springtime. Fire is the same. Fire has heart, small intestine, also has pericardium, triple heater, Sanjiao. But in addition, it has the spleen, because the spleen sits here between 9 and 11 a.m. in the summer season. And the same with metal, kidney and bladder are added to that because they are in the time period 3 to 7 p.m. So that means that when we're looking at point associations to the 5 elements, we can expand on the traditional, say, like just where we had lung 11 for in the wood season, we can, instead of it being actually in metal, here it is up in wood. So the lung 11 in this situation is much more lifting energy in this association. And it also gives us more options, because instead of lung 11, large intestine 3, as in the metal ones, we can also incorporate liver 1 and gallbladder 41 as well. So this is, again, a chart to have on your wall to consider. There's a little list of the elements. So lung is metal because it's that's its constitution, but it's also wood, and in some respects it's also earth because it's Tai Yin. So again, chart for reference, and we can go through this in more detail in the lives. Here's a jog for you. So if we look at the fire aspect, so we know that heart, pericardium, small intestine, Sanjiao, spleen are all relative to fire, and that also corresponds to their positions on the pulse. But here we have heart 8, fire and fire, heart 7, earth and fire, heart 4, metal and fire, heart 3, water and fire, heart 9, wood and fire. So when you needle those single points, you're going to come up with a hexagram, because we know that I probably should have put the primary hexagram in here. Maybe that would have been useful. Maybe you can do that in your charts. But basically, we've got the lake trigram here. So heart is lake over lake, as is pericardium, lake over lake. So if we were to needle heart 8, so the second line, we would transform the lake trigram into Chum Thunder, creating the 17th hexagram, lake over thunder, called following. So you'll find that all of these are the same. Here, heart 7 is needled, the third line. So that's transforming the yin line of lake into heaven. And number 43, eliminating. So this is there is a therapeutic component to making these charts, but there's too much to go into here. But what I would like you to do as an exercise to help start you getting familiar with transforming primary hexagrams into therapeutic hexagrams is to utilize the charts. So charts 18 to 24 in your 81 essential charts have all the information that you need to fill in this form. So we have one here for Earth. So I put the points in for you. So you just have to know that the spleen primary hexagram is fire over fire. So when you needle spleen 3, you needle in the third line. So you're transforming that first one into fire over thunder, etc., etc. So it will take a while, take quite a bit of just sitting down with your charts and transferring them across. I would recommend that you print these out because it does take a shitload of time doing it on the computer. It's much quicker just to draw them out. And all you're doing, it's just an exercise to get familiar with transforming primaries to hexagrams through the point association. So you've got one here for earth, one for metal, one for water, and one for wood. Hope you enjoy that. Put any questions, comments, insights, whatever in the Facebook group. And I look forward to seeing you at our next live. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're interested, you can contact me directly. Facebook message, probably the best. Or if you're seeing a lot of this information already and you're keen to join, the link to the join the groups there. And if you want to learn a bit more about how this came to start, the dates actually on this Learn More landing page are not correct now. That's past. But if you're interested, either contact me or just jump on, drop your donation in, and we'll get started. Okay, thanks for that, and I hope you're all having a wonderful time, whether you are in spring or autumn, northern or southern. And I'll see you next time. Ciao.